Hypnosis. All in your mind. Hypnosis. Focus. In this week's programme we're going to be taking a look at hypnosis. Whether it's a useful alternative therapy, whether it works, or whether it's just all in your mind. I know absolutely nothing about hypnosis, but I know a man that does. This week I've enlisted the help of master hypnotist Paul Dawkins.
Hypnosis has been going on for one form or another for hundreds of years, thousands possibly. We just really don't know how far back it goes. There was a chap called Anton Mesmer who, in the 1900s, he started to use shows showing animal magnetism and started to show what the human body was capable of. Those shows started to lead to the first forms of stage hypnosis. Another guy called LaFontaine started to do shows about this. One of those shows, a chap called James Braid, a doctor called James Braid, turned up and he wanted to debunk LaFontaine. He watched the show, he was astounded, and then he decided he was going to learn about it. After that, what we come to know now as hypnosis was born. Hypnosis is really just a state of extreme focus. You are focused on what the hypnotist is trying to get you to focus on. It's as simple as that. What the hypnotist does is leads you to that state. He leads you to that state where he gives you a suggestion and your focus is on that suggestion. Positive changes when you're looking at therapy, or amusing changes when you're looking at stage shows. I first found out about hypnosis around about the age of 12. I was watching a TV programme, people may have heard of it, called Doctor Who. I thought that was an interesting idea, so I went off to the local library, picked up a book or two, started reading up about it, started practicing when I was in the playground, and started doing my first hypnosis at age 12. Since then I've looked around different places, different books, different courses, online courses. Eventually I met the guy who is now my mentor. His name is Jonathan Chase. He's been on the circuit for about 30 years, and together with him I've managed to hone my hypnosis down to a fairly good level.
I volunteered myself to be put under for hypnosis.
Okay, you ready, Adam? Right, what I'm going to do is I'm first of all just going to test your imagination a little bit. So what I'd like you to do is put your hands out in front of you like so. Bring them up as though in prayer position. Okay, come away from your legs with it. Link your fingers. Bring your first fingers about an inch apart. Okay, if that's an inch, you're not parking my car. Right, okay. What I'm going to do in a moment is I'm going to ask you to squeeze your thumbs and these fingers. You're not going to do anything with these fingers, it's happening already. You're not going to do anything with those fingers. Just watch the gap and watch the gap disappear. So watch the gap. Okay, when I snap my fingers, I want you to start squeezing your fingers and just watch that gap disappear now. Squeeze, 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 watch the gap going. That's fantastic, wonderful. Release, release your hands. We're going to take that and make it a little bit bigger now. So just bring your hands apart, okay, away from your body like this. Just bring it away like this. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to tap your hands here and here. Okay, I want you to imagine there's a magnet going in there and a magnet going in there. I want you to focus your eyes where your hands are going to meet. Okay, even though you keep your eyes focused there, close your eyes now. Close your eyes. Okay, when I snap my fingers, feel those magnets pulling your hands towards each other. Just for the record here, I've asked for the induction process not to be broadcast, simply because in previous occurrences where broadcasts have happened, people watching the TV program have actually gone into hypnosis. One of the main things that you do with hypnosis, just to make sure that there is no faking going on, is perform a test. A test is purely a way of doing something that only will occur if the mind is in agreement with the suggestion. It's not something that people can fake physically that easily. Different tests are done different ways. You'll see them mainly in stage shows, but tests are the way that I confirm that my consultation, my client, is in hypnosis. Okay, once you open your eyes, how are you feeling?
Alright.
Nice place, nice visualization going on? That's fine. I've got no idea what you're imagining. The good thing is it goes on inside your head, not inside mine. What I want you to do now is, if you can sit back up again, I want you to focus on my fingerprint, okay? Focus on my fingerprint. Don't take your eyes away from it. This time when you go back in, you're going to find yourself going deeper than you were before. Keep your eyes focused on it. As soon as it goes out of focus, tell me. As soon as it goes out of focus, let me know. Sleep, close your eyes. The style of hypnosis I do is really down to the original hypnosis. It's simple, it's short, we deal with the thing. Generally I tend to try and deal with the problem in one session. If I don't deal with it in one session, you get your next session free. Bring your hands together, link your fingers like you did before, but this time I want you to push your elbows up. So link your fingers, cross your thumbs, push your elbows up. No, keep your arms straight out in front of you, but push your elbows in and up. That's it, squeeze it tighter, cross your thumbs. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start to count. As I go through that counting, you're going to find that your hands get squeezed tighter and tighter. Okay, 1, find the hands squeezing tighter and tighter. 2, really squeeze those fingers, go on, squeeze them tight, squeeze your thumbs. 3, I want you to imagine now I'm pouring glue over your hands. 4, find your hands sticking tighter and tighter together. 5, pushing your elbows, pushing your hands together, squeezing tighter and tighter and tighter. 6, imagine glue just seeping between your fingers and between your hands. 7, squeezing tighter and tighter still, so even tighter, go on, really make that squeeze. Try and squeeze the glue out, see if you can get rid of it. 8, finding that glue starting to set. 9, it's becoming harder and harder, it's like super glue, it's like contact adhesive. 10, just notice how tightly your hands are stuck together, just really start to squeeze, really squeezing the heels, that's it. 11, getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. 12, that's it, just squeezing your hands, tighter and tighter, and feeling that glue setting, feeling that glue drying. If you ever glued your fingers to anything with super glue, have you ever had that feeling, Adam? Do you know any strong glues? What's the strongest glues you've ever dealt with? Just think of those ones. Think of that between your fingers now. Think of that between your hands. Think of it really squeezing your hands together and finding it harder and harder, harder and harder. Go on, really squeezing it together. And now open your eyes and stare at your thumbs. Stare at your thumbs, squeezing tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. Every time I snap my fingers, your hands feel as though they're getting tighter and tighter together. Okay, I really want you to feel that feeling. Really feel that feeling of getting tighter and tighter and tighter together. And now, no matter how hard you try, you find that your fingers are stuck together. Go on, pull them apart. Try and pull them apart. And the harder you try, the harder it becomes. That's great. This is a test. This is a test and a proof of hypnosis. But you're going to find you're able to pull your hands apart when I touch them now. There's nothing but your imagination causing that. In the session today, I made Adam believe his hands were glued together. It's only because of the suggestion in his mind that his hands were glued together that they stayed that way. There was no physical glue going on. 1, start to become more aware of the room around you. 2, every nerve, muscle and fibre of your body coming back to life. 3, take a deep breath. Go on. 4, the back of your eyes, the back of your nose, the back of your throat. Feels as though being washed with cool water from a fresh mountain stream. 5, wide awake and stretch.
So join me again next week when I look at the ancient healing art of acupuncture.
Focus.